In my previous video, I talked about Microsoft clarifying what they consider to be true 4K gaming. In this video, I want to talk about, is that something they should even focus on? Check it out. What up, everybody? It's your boy Nautical back at it with another video. So we're going to talk about, does Microsoft even need to really be focusing on 4K gaming? I already talked about in a previous video that I'm going to link in the description down below, and there will be a card that pops up on the screen right now that is going to actually go over what they actually said when it comes to clarifying what true 4K gaming is to them. We're going to really talk about the nuts and bolts on why this probably shouldn't be the #1 thing they focus on going forward. Now, this is a straight up opinion piece. A lot of people share the same thoughts that I have on this, and the biggest reason that I feel like this is not the right direction for Microsoft to head in when it talks about just true 4K gaming is the fact that 4K isn't even the standard yet. We just got to a point where 1080p is really the standard across all homes. Now, don't get me wrong, 4K TVs are really affordable now. You can go out and get a decent 4K TV and be able to reap the benefits of what the Xbox One X is going to give you, but that doesn't tell the whole story. Coming into this generation, we found out that a lot of the games that we were playing on PS3, 360, on a system that could do HD graphics up to 1080p, we found out a lot of those games were only running at 560p, 480p, 720p. So we're basically skipping the whole generation of TVs that are actually mainstream right now, which is native 1080p. And I'm not saying that we're not going to get some games that are going to really take advantage of the 1080p push, but 4K to me just sounds like the ultimate buzzword right now. If you could show it in 4K and get people drooling over the way the visuals in a game looks, that's what basically is selling systems right now. When Xbox One first came out and it was like the laughing stock of the power race between PS4 and that system, a lot of people pointed to the fact that, hey, all the games look better and run better on a PS4 because of the extra power. Microsoft fell for that hook, line, and sinker, and they're building their whole promo around true 4K, feel the power. Nothing wrong with that, but I think it's just not the right messaging they should use right now. They should come out and say, our system is going to run the games the way they need to be run. That is 1080p, 60 frames, let it be that. I know a lot of people would rather give up 4K 30 for 1080p 60 in every game, no matter what. And with the power of the system, that should be uncompromised. 1080p 60 shouldn't be a problem for this system, but we just completely skipped over that. I just think a lot of people are really looking forward to the fact that, yes, they want to say that their system is better than the other system. I have more power than your system, and your system doesn't stack up to what my system can put out. But the end result is 90% of these games come out on both systems, and it really doesn't matter. You're really buying the system for the 5 to 10% of the games that only come out on that platform that are truly going to push the power of that system to its absolute limits. I do believe that 4K gaming is here to stay. I don't think it's going to be a fad like 3D gaming or even a fad like I think VR is, even though in VR I think has a little bit more of a chance to stay around. There is too many graphics cards that come out every year more powerful than the next. 4K is going to be here to stay. But until we can get a consistent 60 frames per second with these video cards, they're not going to be mainstream. Because I can run 4K on my PC right now with my 1080 Ti, but I choose not to because I value the frame rate over the resolution. And that is something that 90% of all PC gamers will pick 100% of the time. I can run at 1440p and be 100% happy with the results I get graphically by just turning up every intensity slider that's going to give me the look, feel that I want from the system going forward. The fact that you can't do this on the Xbox One X, you don't have the actual ability to tailor make the game feel and play the way you want it to play because there's no sliders in the game to do that. I'm not going to really get into that because that's a problem in itself, because right now these systems are getting even closer to being PCs than before. And that is something that I feel like should be included to the system, not taken away. So in closing, I do believe that there will be a slew of games featured on the Xbox One X that's going to run at 4K 60 FPS. I just believe that it should not be the number one thing you talk about when all your games don't do it. 1080p 60 should be the gold standard for every game going forward on the system. Unless you can get 4K 60 on every game, that's the only time you should talk about that being the message. 1080p 60 should be included with every game. And if they do that, Microsoft will make a hell of a comeback and people will love their system. It's your boy Nautical. I appreciate you watching this video. Make sure you sub to the channel if you haven't. Make sure you like this video if you liked it. Also, hit that notification button, let you know when my next video goes live. I appreciate you guys. I hope you had a great weekend, and I will talk to you in the next video. Peace.